Jitendra Singh. I welcome you to Read My Story, where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and more. Today I have with me Miss Ritu Gupta. She is the founder of Mistake Icon Play School, Preschool, mentor of Baba International School, also the founder of Udahan Ladies Club, Rangoli Social Media Community, You Trust Foundation. She has also she has done BSc IT, PGDBM HR, and MBA in HR. She started her career as a network engineer with HCL Technologies Limited. She belongs to a very small town in Uttar Pradesh, and she has always been interested to work for the benefit of girls of her town to improve their education. We can say quality of education for them, as parents in rural areas are not much keen about educating their daughters. Since beginning, she had a dream of nurturing a pivotal aspect of human development, that is education. She devoted herself to the cause of providing quality education to the Indian youth in rural areas and to producing excellent professionals who can work for the bright future of India. In line with the PM Narendra Modi's dream of Make in India, she started her first school in 2013 by the name Mistake Icons. It was a preparatory school. So if we talk about her dreams is to extend her education business nationally and internationally, to publish her own and also she is willing to publish her own books about her journey to become an entrepreneur. Today she will be discussing with us about her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome, Ritu. The platform is open, and now over to you.
Thank you very much. Jitendra, thank you for inviting me for this wonderful platform, and I'm here to answer all the questions you are going to ask me today.
Since you being from an education industry, I have lots of questions for you today. But first of all, I'd like to know about you. How did your past life has affected the person who you are, and what you wanted to be in your own life?
So, as you mentioned in my intro, that I am from a very small town of UP, and it's in very interiors of Western UP. Like it's the name of my town is Bilsi.
Okay.
So when I was a child, and my parents wanted to become a doctor,
Okay.
and I did coaching for being a doctor. And when I was in class 9, I decided that I'm not a person who has become a doctor, because I was very much afraid of I have a phobia of seeing blood and everything. If I see blood, I just faint out.
Okay, I can understand.
So I left this idea that I can become a doctor, and then I decided to be a teacher.
Okay.
Then my journey started, and I left my town, and I went to a few more cities to pursue my education, and I did my graduation from Aligarh Muslim University.
Okay.
And then I went to this Dehradun, and I did my further education from there only. Then I got married in 2005, and I had left the idea of becoming anything in my life. I was a mother only, and
Right.
I got married when I was 21.
Okay, it was kind of early that point in time.
Yeah. So I got married because in my city it was like when the girl is 20 or 20 plus, just let him get married. So
Yes.
I got married at 21, and then I came to Delhi.
Okay.
The name is Delhi, but again I was from a small town then to another small town of Delhi. I was in Nazafgarh.
Okay, so it was kind of other part of Delhi, like almost outside Delhi in exterior part of Delhi. Yeah.
So again, I was not having any kind of dream or something like that I'm going to pursue anything like in education or something like that. So for 9 years I was a homemaker.
Right. So after that you started working.
Yeah, I had 2 kids, and I'm a firm believer of like if you have dreams, so your destiny provides you lots of opportunities that
Right.
you can कहते ना जहाँ चाहा वहाँ रहा. So
Right, true.
in my subconscious there was something like I want to pursue something, but I was not having that kind of environment in my family that can support. So in 2013, in 2012, I met with someone. Like it was like the destiny knocked at my door. It was like a teacher of my elder kid, who called called me up that, ma'am, we are looking for some, some area in your town that where we can pursue a summer camp.
Okay.
So she came to me and I showed her my house that, ma'am, you can you can organize your camp here at my place. So they came with me and we did a summer camp in 2012. So at that time I thought this is a very good thing which I can do, educating child. So then I started this, as looking at planning as a dream that I can go in the same profession, doing lots of activities for kids. And then I planned for this play school thing.
Okay, so that point in time you got the idea of starting a school.
Starting a school. Before that, I was totally blank. I was not having any idea of preschool. I was not having any idea of, how can we because for me preschool is like the kids are coming up and they are just eating and playing and they are going back to home.
Right.
They are doing nothing. And being from the technical background, I was a BSc IT person and MBA and HR person. So I was not having any interest in this particular field.
Right.
So in 2013, I started this preschool Mystic Icons, and then I saw there were lots of opportunities. There were lots of things which we can do with these kids.
Correct.
So yeah, when I came into this business, I saw that these are the tender. This is the tender age where we can do lots of work with these kids. So then I started taking it serious. In 2015, I started Baba International at my hometown because there we had lots of space. In Delhi, we can't.
That school also started by you only.
Yeah.
Your idea.
My father came to my place when I started preschool, and when my father came to my place, he saw, oh my God, this is very good business, and you are doing very right thing. So he actually asked me to start a school here at my place.
Your place.
I started over there.
Wonderful.
So in 2015, we put the foundation of Baba International, and here 2016 March the school was started, and at present we are having 2000 plus students over there.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so we are having a hostel over there, and it's a residential school where kids from the nearby areas are coming and staying there and taking education.
Okay,
it's a CBSE and we have lots of all the facilities over there.
Right, that's wonderful. So this is kind of a journey you started with your preschool that was in year 2013. Wonderful. So if I talk about your passion, so what are the things you are passionate about in your life?
See, I am passionate about lots of things. I am a traveler. I love to travel.
Okay.
This is my passion, and this is my dream that after 45 years of my life, I'll go for a birthday.
Okay.
And I am fond of writing also since beginning. Like when I was a kid, I was of 8 to 9 years, so I wrote my first poem in that age.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah. So you have published that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I used to write a diary for in my childhood. I used to write a diary.
Okay.
So, in that I used to write whatever emotions are going through in my mind, and then right now I'm also running a page at Facebook that is Life is Beautiful. So where I used to all my thoughts in words, and I am very much fond of that thing.
Wonderful.
I'm fond of that thing that जो भी मेरे दिल दिमाग में चल रहा है उसको बस लिख दूं कैसे भी करके एक बार, because I'm not मैं बहुत अच्छा अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस बोल के नहीं कर पाती, but I can write it down.
Right.
तो मुझे लगता है कि so I can express myself in writing. This is my passion. This is my USP. I can do that thing.
Wonderful. And that is really a wonderful thing, like expressing through words is one of the world's biggest achievement, I can say, because this is the way you share your experience, you share your knowledge, and that knowledge and experience is passed on to the younger people, younger generation.
But you can play with the words, but when you're writing, you are very real. You are very authentic,
right.
Because you can't play with the writing part. You cannot change it again. Whatever you have written is for permanent.
Correct. Whatever is posted for life.
Yeah.
Whatever is published for life.
For life.
Right.
And life.
Right. And this is really wonderful. So if I talk about your work and experiences, like as you were telling me that you started your career with the IT segment. So how that happened? Like what all you did, how you got from there to your entrepreneurial journey as an educator?
Just after I completed my MBA, so I started my internship with HCL HCL Technologies Noida.
Okay.
And and just after that I got married. So my family told me that see if you can manage. I am in Nazafgarh. My office was in Noida, so I used to travel a lot. It was like at that time metro was not there in my area.
Correct.
So it used to take around 2 hours to go reach there and 2 hours to come back.
Correct.
So just after a few months of my marriage, I left the job. It was very hard for me to continue with this thing, traveling and all.
Correct.
And I got pregnant too, so I left up. I quit the job. And and
so from after that point, you did not find any job. Like then you were a homemaker.
I didn't try actually.
Okay, well, you did not try it because of your family reasons. And,
my family reasons, and actually I was not able to travel for so long.
Correct.
In the morning, at night. I was in such area that I had to travel. So I left the idea to do the job. Then I continued with so many business ideas also.
Okay.
So I did job with Tupperware also. I worked with Oriflame also. Lots of ladies do some flame work. So I also did the same thing because I wanted to do something. I had a flair to do something on my own. So I did lots of things in my area, in my life. I never quit.
Keep on trying.
So I kept on doing blah 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 things in my life. And in every business I was there for at least 1 year, 2 years, and I excelled in everything. It was not like that I was not doing good in that particular thing. I was when I was in Tupperware, I was the line manager.
Okay.
So and I got so many rewards from the team and everything. But I was not satisfied internally. I used to think that this is not the field which can give me satisfaction. I was not happy from in my inner soul that I'm doing the right thing in my life. When I came into this business, in preschool business, from that day and since it has been 9 years, in the month of August, we are going to celebrate our 9th Founders Day on 21st of August. So
wonderful.
From that day till today, I am very much happy. I am very much satisfied, and I am thinking like I am going back in my age. I am going reverse in my age, and I am learning a new thing daily in my life with these small tiny.
Correct. I agree with that.
They are the purest soul. They are the best people to be with them. They are very much innocent, honest. So I really love to be with them.
Right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So that journey is really wonderful. Like you tried with some all the other things into like business also before getting into this. That was really wonderful, and that was a learning also. So if I talk about your vision from now to next 5 to 10 years, vision, mission, and goal for next 5 to 10 years, what do you think that should be?
Yeah, I have a vision of having a branch of Mystic Icons in every city of India. And why Mystic Icons? Do you know? Are you not thinking about this thing? Mystic Icons. Why Mystic Icons is Mystic Icons?
Yeah, I just want to know about this thing. I'm curious to know that.
Yeah.
How you got this name first thing?
Like this is every child is a mystery.
Right.
Every child lots of hidden things inside them. Like it is not like every child can become a doctor, every child can become an engineer, every child can become a player or something like that. Every child has a hidden talent. So in Mystic Icons, we are trying to focus upon that hidden talent.
Right.
What is the mystery behind that child? What is the inner interest of this child, which can he or she pursue in the future to become a right, to choose a right career for them. So this is the fundamental of the Mystic Icons. We are totally activity-based school.
Okay.
We are not into pen pencil learning. We are not into bookish learning. We are very much into practical learning. And because the preschool is taken for granted in our area or in India itself, this is like why preschool? This is just to settle them down and to prepare them for the formal school. But in my thinking, preschool is the foundation school for your child.
Correct.
Right? It is like if you are making a building and the foundation is weak.
You have to have a solid foundation.
For the solid foundation, you have to choose the right school for your child. So for that purpose, I want to, have a branch of Mystic Icons in every city of India.
Right.
Currently we are running a branch here in Nazafgarh, and we are going to announce second branch very soon. Maybe on this 9th Foundation Day, we are going to announce for another branch of Mystic Icons.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So and this is also great. Again, I am adding one more dream into this, that I don't want to have a franchisee model for this.
Okay, so you want to own your own branches, like
franchisee models are not taken care of properly. Like this is like you have given the command to a people to whom you don't know properly, or
right.
So I want to run the school myself. My personal attention should be there.
Right.
This is my own. So I don't want to like बहुत सारे स्कूल खुल जाएं और वहाँ पे मतलब business point of view से मुझे नहीं कर. I want to do it for the real aspect of learning.
Correct. Got it. So your idea is to develop kids at a very young age so that their foundation could be more strong, and you want to do it yourself. Like you don't want to get into a business model like franchise model basically.
Business models is there, like it is a partnership model, not a franchise.
Right.
My personal involvement should be there.
Right. That is wonderful thing, because then you would be able to have better control and better environment in your whole hands. Whatever you want to implement, you would be able to implement them properly.
Successful model, like after 2 or 3 years, 4 years, every person who is running a franchise thinks like they can do it themselves. So they are just using the brand names, and they are not into very much basic knowledge of that particular business. So my personal idea, the person should have the flair of teaching the younger ones. For that purpose, I need some partners to be associated with this business.
Right. Wonderful. So if I talk about the most important life lessons you have learned throughout your career, or maybe personal and professional life both, what are those things you have learned?
See, since I am into this business 9 years, and personally and professionally, what I have learned is to never be judgmental. And things are very. One day you are very much happy. Next day you can become upset with some another thing. We cannot be judgmental about anything.
Correct.
Things are very much they keep on changing as per your things are very much temporary, and we keep one day we are happy and another day we are not happy. We are upset with some another thing. So live in the moment is the thing which I have learned from my past experiences. Never think about so much about your past and not so much about your future. Just live in the moment. This is my personal perception, and kids also do the same. They are not you just scold them and they just forget it about in a minute, and they are happy and they are just coming and hugging you. So this is the thing that what as an elder we are doing. We are like thinking, keep on thinking about like what they have done with us, and तब उनके बारे में गांठे मन में बांधते चले जाते हैं और फिर एक अलग सा ना मन में अपना बना के रखते हैं. So be a kid in your life.
Correct.
What I have.
Correct. And all these 3 things which you have shared are really wonderful and really appropriate for us, everybody, I would say, because if we start taking them seriously, not in exactly seriously, but start implementing them in a proper way, that would definitely help all of us. So that is really important.
Exactly.
So
बच्चा बना के रखो, and you are the happiest alive.
Correct. To be happy, you have to be a kid.
You have to be a kid.
Right.
Never expect a lot from others. Just be happy whatever you are getting.
Right.
You will get everything. You will get praise for your good work. You will get criticism. People will criticize also for your work, whatever you are doing. So you cannot make happy all the people in the world. So just keep on doing a good thing and let people take them as per their own own choices.
Correct. First thing is try to be happy yourself, then you would be able to make others happy.
Actually, होता क्या है generally that we are working to make others happy. We are not working to make ourselves happy.
Right.
This is the thing. Yeah.
Right. Really wonderful thing. So if I talk about like you already mentioned this that you want to work with girls, especially in the small town who are not getting proper education. Onto this only, I'd like to understand and know like despite so many efforts done by government, NGOs, private organizations, and they are giving social aids, education support, still we are not able to improve the education level in small towns and villages. Why this is not happening? Like why we are not able to do this, implement it properly?
As per me, girls' education depends upon the parents and the family environment.
Right.
What the government is doing, it is not going to affect the basic nature of a parent. They are very much worried about the girl child. They are sending them for the education part, so something bad can happen with with them, or they can spoil their name.
Okay, so they don't want to send their kids out, basically.
Especially girl child, not
Girl
boys,
child.
especially. And this is very much true that in rural areas, girls are not safe at all.
Right. Not even in cities, I would say.
Mothers are not sending their girl child because of their own experience they have faced in the life.
Right.
So gender discrimination, or the environment in the family is a basic thing which we have to work upon to be every girl educated in our country.
Correct.
So
Correct.
government can do the government can plan lots of whatever they are doing, lots of activities are there.
Right.
But these really are on media level. These are on bookish level. They are not implementing this on personal level. They are not going door to door, and they are not educating their mothers.
Correct.
So what I think that rather than educating a girl child, focus upon every girl should be financially independent. And to be a
Right.
financially independent person, they have to learn something either on mathematical terms or on literacy terms. So they have to work on something.
Correct.
So that thing can motivate them for pursue education or for being an educated person.
True.
There should be some kind of motivation for them. Like government has started this, what it is called scholarship schemes. So
Correct.
for monthly, वो लोग कुछ provide करते हैं, stipend in government schools they are providing. So
Right.
for that purpose, like people are getting admission in that particular scheme.
Like if we have seen that for midday meal, people are
Midday
sending
meal,
their kids for school. Correct.
School uniform.
So they are going to school only for these purpose, so that they can get midday meal.
Yeah.
Not
So
they don't
that's
have any inclination towards education, I would say.
They don't have. They're not motivated towards education.
Correct. And also if we see in small towns and villages, you have rightly mentioned that employment opportunity for women, it's not there for men also, but they are doing farming and all other activities, but women we don't find them.
Right now government is doing, like they have Anganwadis for the education purpose. They have this lots of this girl child ke liye bahut kuch they are providing, but still they are not preparing their parents. They should have some mentorship skills, they should have hired some counselors for counseling them.
Correct. And what I think is since if we talk about a small village or a town where child is not going for a school, that could be one reason that their parents think in a way that if they send a girl child for a school also, what that education be for, because they would not be able to work there. No opportunities to work in terms of people who are educated in villages or small towns, because opportunities are not there. That is one aspect. Second aspect is if they send their kid, especially girl child, for education, they are afraid because schools are not very near. They are staying, like they are living in a village which might be possibly 5-10 kilometers away from a mainstream school, which have good teachers, which have good background of education and all. So that would be again a problem, that they have to travel, they have to go 5-10 kilometers in those areas, and also the level of education is also not up to date, not as per the standards of a medium-sized town also.
Sitaji, what happens actually now in remote areas, in rural areas, parents send their girl child to the schools. Okay. So what happens, like when the girl child comes into class 7th, 8th, when they start growing up, when they are coming into the age of puberty, they stop sending them.
Right.
And it comes after class 8. When the child is actually to the board examination, then the data comes around, this literacy data comes. So ऐसा नहीं होता कि initial stage पे parents don't send their girl child, they send. In fact, media का बहुत ज़्यादा impact है उन लोगों के ऊपर. They are sending their girl child also. But after some time, they feel like that this is not this is not good for them to send their girl child.
Correct. What would they do after studies? Because there is no opportunity also.
Initial study nowadays, girls are going to the school for the initial study. Class 6, 7, because they are not going to the school.
Correct.
As they are growing up. So parents government need to work upon the safety issues also.
Right. Safety.
Girls are not safer. Girls are not safe.
Big concern. Correct. And
It's a
sanitization and like hygiene is also a problem, because most of the schools in small towns, villages, they don't have proper hygiene, proper sanitization, proper washrooms even.
I have seen a drastic change in the schools of small towns also. They are evolving as a good school also. And if I talk about my own school's 10th result, board exams result, which actually came just 2 weeks earlier. So the topper of my school in 10th and 12th was girls.
Okay.
Second, third toppers were girls for both the classes, for 10th class, for 12th class. And these girls very much focused upon that what they want to do. I just asked one girl, what do you want to become in your future? She said, ma'am, I want to become a data scientist.
Wow.
It was not a simple answer that I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer. So they have their own dreams to pursue. So we cannot say that girls are not evolving, girls are not. In fact, we can see girls everywhere in every field. So yeah, in rural areas, girls are not that much educated because of their simply I'll say again, this is totally depends upon the family environment.
Correct, agree with that.
जो उनका चला आ रहा है, like the father figure of the family, whatever they are telling them to do, they are doing the same.
Correct. So, you rightly mentioned these things, and if we talk about what measures we can take, if we have to like get it corrected, what do you think these measures could be?
Like for improving the education.
Like sending that girl kid to a school, like for proper education.
I told you that we need to convince them that your girl child is safe at the school. Okay.
So safety environment is first thing, like we need to build. Like government should work on that.
And mothers need to take initiative for their own girl child, like so that they can actually what they are thinking that whatever trauma they have passed, their girl child will also feel the same thing in the school. Correct. So we have to counsel them also, and otherwise the government have girls reservation and every girls are getting
correct. Like, but I am in a thought that reservation does not solve the problem. If we see reservation on the basis of caste, we have seen so many blunders done by governments on that. So that is not happening actually the poor people. So on that, I believe is we should create a safety environment, which you rightly mentioned. We need to educate parents first, that this education will help your child to succeed in life. That I believe that is really important. You rightly pointed out. And third thing, I think the environment of a school, teachers, that also needs an upgradation. Like teachers, if we see in a small town, they are not well versed with many of the things, like new technology. Probably now they are learning these things, but still need to improve. And also if we talk about education, for higher education and all, we see a reservation on the basis of caste, but it should be based on it should be done on the basis of the income of the parent, because what we see, many parents who are poor but belong to a upper caste, they cannot send their kid for a higher education because they don't have money to send.
Acceptable, but do you think this is going to work in our country? We
need to work on this thing, because there are people who are from if we talk about caste.
This is very much acceptable thing that the reservation should not be on caste base. It should be on like your income, right? Poverty line के नीचे जो रन हम लोग, we should provide them the
free education. Higher education, that too free.
But in our country, this economically weak section certificate is provided to the people who can pay a good amount to get the certificate. How can
this is the irony. Like for that small certificate, they need to pay. Then only they would be able to get the certificate.
So this is as per me, there should be no reservation. The person who is eligible to get the higher education should get, and government can help them in the form of other things, like they can provide the educational loan at very this interest rate should be less for them.
Okay.
Or there should be no interest rate for them. Okay. They can pay it like in simple installments, and they can get the education. So there should be different kind of terminology or planning for this thing, that for the higher education they should have eligibility, or जो उनका criteria होना चाहिए, there should be eligibility.
Okay.
It should not be your caste, it should not be your poverty line or something like that. But in our country, people are getting admission for OBC quota, they are getting admission for EWS quota, which is totally fake, which is not actually.
Correct.
OBC people are getting admission, which is like they are very in our. I see it in the from the nursery schooling also.
Right.
I see admission में 25% seats are reserved for this quota admissions.
Correct.
And that 25% seats में से if I see, so 10% seats are going to the right side, 15% seats are going
to the wrong person.
So,
right, you are right on this thing. Like for an education, I believe that person who is below X amount of income should get free education, and government should implement it in a positive way, that there should not be any kind of a misrepresentation.
Government can plan the thing. We are the people who are going to pursue it, right?
Correct.
And responsible citizen, if we are not doing things right in right way, we cannot blame government for everything.
Right.
We should have our own. We should have some moral duties for ourselves also. No? We cannot say that government can do this thing. Government can do. Again, I am seeing a person like who are very much. They are very well-doing person, and again they are trying for that PW certificate to get a free education for their child.
Correct.
They are doing this thing. So we cannot blame government for everything.
Correct. And if we talk about the standard of education, that is also really poor if we compare a small town versus the big town. So that again is a big challenge.
But nowadays youth is very much aware of everything, and they have their own self-respect. Those students who have knowledge for anything, they are not taking any reservation. They are not accepting it, and this is a very
correct. So reservation is one part which we have talked upon. Apart from that, if we talk about the education in a small town and education in a big town or a large city, so the gap is really huge. The quality of education is really like huge gap. Standard is really different. So how to cover up on that? Government is taking initiative, that is one thing, but still there are so much gap.
I am not seeing any gap in small town education and the education of mega cities. This is totally it can be a language gap. You can see that people from the small town, they are not very much well versed in English. I can understand that, but technically and knowledge wise, they are not less than from any mega cities.
Okay.
Small teachers have the caliber to deliver the things in right way, and they have the caliber to teach the children as per their interest also. So it is not like small town education or a big town education. It is like the right school, right teaching pattern, and the flair in a teacher to teach the child.
Correct.
So small town schools and nowadays technology has made everything easy.
Right. Technology is really helpful in this.
When we are using Google, we can find what are the best ways to teach our students, and which we can find sitting in Delhi, sitting in New York, or sitting in Bilsi. We can find the. So
internet is a big boom for like any person staying anywhere.
During the lockdown, we have taught our kids online also, and our kids were like sitting in any part of the India, and we were teaching them. So it is not like in small town schools also online classes. In Delhi also we taught our kids and through this online media. So you cannot see that. You cannot say that small town school are not providing good education.
Okay.
If I will take you to Wawa or any other school of my town, you will be happy to see that how kids are doing there. In fact, sometimes in Delhi I got disappointed that parents are paying that much big amount of fee as a education in these institutes, and they're not getting properly, not getting proper results from them. Correct. But in our area, getting very less amount of fee, and we are providing more than that.
Right.
It's about our mindset. It's not about like education is same. We are also following NCERT. They are also following NCERT. There is no any other books.
Books are same.
Books are same. Correct. Teachers are almost same. There could be a difference of language, the way of teaching. I can accept that. But again, technical knowledge is same. You cannot say that. And if I say most of the IAS are coming from Bihar and UP.
Right.
This time 12th topper was from UP, from a very small town.
Correct.
So you cannot say that small town is not providing the right education to a child.
Right.
It's about our mindset. What now we have made the criteria that we are choosing a school like seeing a building. जितनी बड़ी building, हम उतना उसकी तरफ भागते हैं. But it is not like. See the buildings of government schools also. These are very much big. Then why are you not sending your child there?
Correct.
If you go for the building only, so you can send a child to a government school also. They have huge buildings for that.
Right. So moving back to you again, if I talk about you, are you an introvert or an extrovert while facing audience or meeting people? And what are the pluses and minuses of the same?
See, I am not an introvert, but I am not extreme extrovert also. I am very much kind of person who is like very much comfortable in my own self. And when it comes to talking to my parents of my school, I am very much extrovert. I can talk to them for hours. So if the topic is as per my own choice, I can talk like for long hours. If it is not as per my choice, I can't talk.
Right.
And for another thing which you asked, that
pluses and minuses of the same.
pluses and minuses is like I am very much practical and I can't speak. I am very much straightforward also. I cannot say anything to please any. Whatever is wrong as per me, this is wrong. Whatever is right for me, this is right.
Right.
Sometimes when people think that I am being rude with them and I am arrogant also. It can it can give. But otherwise, I am very much social and I speak from my heart.
Wonderful.
And I do not from my heart.
Right.
So this is plus about me, and which minuses में अगर if you will talk to my family, this is like I'm passionate about my work, so I never limitize my work in working hours. Like this is my working hours. I have to work between 9 to 6 only. I never kept I never worked like this only. I was talking with my parents at 9 in the night also, 5 in the morning also. So it was like whenever I am getting a call, I was talking to them.
Right.
I was trying to counsel them, and I was also in sometimes it happens that parents are calling me night also 11. So my husband says this is the right time to call you, and I says it's okay, maybe kuch problem hoga, that's why they are calling me. So
right.
I never found myself during working hours. So this is a minus for me, but plus for my people who are associated with me.
Right.
So
right. That is really wonderful because most teachers don't take call after the school hours.
But I always take.
And I really appreciate your effort.
Has been 9 years of running a preschool, and I know each and every parent by name, each of every child by name. Whenever I meet someone at road also or at any places, I always call them by name. So they are also that surprise, ma'am. You also remembered our names also, and this is I connect with each of my child.
Right, that is wonderful. So moving on to the another question, if I talk about the kind of support you got in your journey, who were the people supported you the most?
My family, my husband, my parents, they were the biggest supporter for this. And definitely when I was talking about the girl education, so I told you family environment is the best, most important. This is same for the ladies who are working.
Correct.
If you are getting support from your family, definitely you can move forward. Otherwise, at some places you feel like that you should stop working. Why? What is the need to work and anything like
True.
that? So I didn't get any negative vibes from my family during my this journey. And moreover, my husband supported me like anything. He was there. When I started my school, my younger son was just 1.5 years old, and he was the first student in the school. So
great.
Yeah. So when I started this thing, he was very much small, and he needs my personal attention. But I was passionate about my work. It's like a dream come true that I entered into my own business after 9 years of my married life and
9 years of
being a mother only. Then I started doing, so I was just mad for this thing. I used to come to school. I did a lot of research also. I started use live CCTV camera here in my area first time. So I was like, I wanted to do it best at any cost. So I was totally indulged in this thing, and my husband was taking care of my child. At some times I was not there when I should be there.
Right.
So he was there to take care of him, and my in-laws, they were there. So they were the biggest support for me, and again my father.
Awesome.
Whatever I told him, Papa, I want to do this thing, he was there, okay, do it. I'm here also. So like because I belong to a very small town, and when I went for my studies in another city, so people from my area used to come to my father and they say, hey, don't send her, your girl, in hostel, girl spoils and something like that. They used very,
negative things about.
So, but my father never stopped me. He said, do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. And the confidence which I got from my father. And when 2015, I told him that I want to, start a school in this area, in our area. He said, do whatever you want to do. He never stopped.
Really appreciate for his belief in you, his trust on you. And that is
my brother is also, he has been the biggest support. And he's always there. He says, okay, bata karna kya hai? And I I'm here. So
Correct. This
kind
is
of
what
thing,
every child should get, the support from their parents.
every child and every woman should get a family who can support her.
Right. Wonderful. So if I talk about the motivation and inspiration in your life, how you get that? How and where from you get that?
मोटिवेशन तो आई
And
हैव
inspiration.
मोटिवेशन तो आई गॉट फ्रॉम एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम जी. उनका एक ही मुझे याद आता है फ्रेज कि आप कुछ भी करो, या तो आप हारोगे या आप कुछ सीखोगे.
Correct.
राइट. सो एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा आपको कुछ भी करने से. कलाम जी के सेंटेंस से मुझे बहुत ज्यादा दिस इज माय फेवरेट फ्रेज इन माय लाइफ, एंड आई नेवर थिंक अबाउट लाइक आई शुड डू दिस थिंग और नॉट टू डू. आई ऑलवेज डू थिंग्स व्हाटएवर कम्स इन माय माइंड.
Right. And that is
Sometimes it is success, sometimes it is a failure, but I get experience from this thing.
correct.
So this is a motivation, and जो basically मुझे सीखने को मिलता है. Again I say my small kids जो जिनके साथ में सारा दिन रहती हूँ, my team, my school team जो मतलब team members हैं मेरे, they are very much supportive, and this is my own like funda in life. I try to learn anything from with the people. Like I have met with you, so I'm trying to learn something from you also.
Great.
तो जितने लोगों से भी मिलती हूँ कुछ ना कुछ सीखने की कोशिश मेरी रहती है उनके साथ में. So I try to learn different thing from different. This is not like learning should not be limited.
Correct.
It is not like you cannot learn a different thing from a single person.
Right. You should always be open to
You
learn.
have to keep the mind open to learn different new things in your life. This is
Correct.
my funda. I keep on learning with anything.
Right. Right.
With any.
So if I talk about success, how do you think and how do you feel about it? What is your take on success?
For me, success is to becoming a financially independent person.
Right.
This is this is my small definition of success in my life. You should be financially independent.
Correct.
You should not ask to anyone that can I take this? Can I go here? Can I take this? Success should be like this. Okay, yes, I can do this. Okay, for me, success
Right.
is that.
Wonderful.
In terms.
Wonderful. So last question for the day. Any message, advice you would like to make to our viewers and listeners?
Yes, definitely. I would like to say that live your life in the moment. Never be judgmental, and encourage your sister, your daughter, your wives to be financially independent.
Right. And I really
Education is the most important thing. So try to educate at least 2 or 3 girls in your area who cannot get education, but try to have them out. I am also doing the same thing. In my preschool, I provide free education to 5 girls, and in my formal school, I provide free education to 9 girls. This is totally
Wonderful.
free. Don't charge even a single penny from them. So you can also help them out in your mate's daughter or anyone in your society. They need education. There are so many people who are working towards this thing.
Right.
A number of NGOs are there. Connect with them and try to make them educated.
right. And this is really important because whatever we are getting is from society. So it's our
Because
role and
you are
responsibility.
educating generations.
Correct. So it's our role and responsibility to give back and to help who is in need.
Yeah. And
Great.
don't depend upon the government to do everything. Try to be loyal
Support.
with yourself.
Correct.
Try to be loyal with yourself. Make some rules for yourself also. Huh?
Right. That is really
Don't blame government for everything.
correct. Correct. And I must say it was really wonderful talking to you. What an amazing insights you have shared about so many things. And I really enjoyed our conversation and looking forward to hear more from you again soon. Thank you, Ritu, for your time. It was awesome having you on our platform. And also, I would share your social media link and website so that people can be in touch with you, take your
Sure.
help, guidance, and people who are staying in nearby areas, they can send their kids to your school for having better foundation and good knowledge base at a very early age. That is really important for every kid. So that would be really wonderful. So guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so very much everyone for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you and bye-bye.